So I've seen my little movie about my trip to the Tower of London.
Come and have a seat.
Here it is. The gentleman that got me involved with it is here, Patrick Nolan from Fielding.
My wife persecutes me.
Yeah. So
old, wrinkly, tired, worn out, crooked knees, crooked back, foul liver.
well, that's normal.
All the good things.
All the good things, yeah. But how you must have served in the New Zealand Defence. It's called the Defence Forces here, isn't it?
Yeah. New Zealand called the Regular Force Cadets. Where they would take young men and turn them into tradesmen. Future leaders of an army, I think they called it.
Yep, yeah.
And so proceeded on with that. Carpenter and joiner, did my apprenticeship. Finished my apprenticeship. Changed my corps. Went to the artillery.
This is all in the army, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because I suppose lots of people like me don't really have any clue what goes on in the army.
Well, we don't run around killing people all the time because it's very expensive and bullets aren't cheap these days.
Well, yeah. But anyway,
so we went to Vietnam, came home, married, kids, Wairau, Papakura, Narua, Wahia, and so on and so forth. Singapore for a couple of years. Tail end of my career, I was offered a job to go to the Middle East, peacekeeping.
Was that Sinai, is it?
Sinai, yes.
Right,
took advantage of that and popped over there.
Oh, good.
My wife Dawn came over for the last couple of weeks, and we had a whiz around Egypt and the Holy Land, and came home through England.
Right.
And being tourists, we went to the Tower. And,
okay. Yes.
Saw a bloke and a big group of people roaring his head off, teasing, being a little bit rude. Just a minor tinge of sarcasm, but the knowledge, it was just flowing. Golly, he knew a lot. And he was a retired serviceman. And I figured, well, looks like a pretty good job. So when he'd finished, I said, how do you become a beefeater? And he said, well, you've got to have had 22 years in the military. You must have your long service good conduct medal. You've got to be married. I said, oh, hang, happy married? He said, no, one or the other. You've got to live within the walls of the Tower, and you must have been a sergeant major or regimental sergeant major, or its equivalent in the Army, the Air Force, or the Royal Marines.
Gosh, okay.
And I thought, well, I had all of that. Where do I sign up? And he said, oh, good God, sir, we've never had a colonial before.
Right.
So, looking at Dawn, and we figured that he was being a pompous prat, so we found out that it starts with a letter. We wrote, they wrote, we wrote, they wrote, we wrote, they wrote. And in the end, a rainforest had been sacrificed. Not very horticulturally correct. But so they said if we cared to report or go to England, we could be judged the same as any similarly qualified British couple.
All right.
Yeah, so we came home, I retired, we went on a 6-month holiday, took 6 months off. I'd spent about 5 years away from the family in heaps of more than 3 months. We gave it 3 months, courses, postings and so on. And so it's been 5 years out of the 25 we'd been married apart.
Wow.
Yeah. Dawn made a good job of bringing up the kids. There's no two ways about that.
Yeah, it's a big part of life, married life, and army life. Yeah.
Well, we spent 6 months apart. We came home, and Dawn had arranged for me to get a job with, well, not a job, an interview with the DSIR, as it was then. So I went away and had 6 months down the Antarctic.
Oh, right. Yeah, you showed me the rules for golf at the South Pole.
That's it.
Yeah. You use white balls or something?
No, we use coloured balls.
Your colour balls. Oh, okay. Oh, that's good.
And then we came home from there, all mucked around for a while, and got the letter, so we packed up and went to England, became a Beefeater.
Wow. Has anyone else done it?
Not, I'm the only non-British serving serviceman who's been there.
Gosh.
Some of the predecessors have done a couple of years with the Canadians or the Aussies or something like that. But
Right, right.
I did my complete 30 years thereabout with the New Zealand Army.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And if people visit the tower, the people, the guys that guide us round on their tours are so fluent with all the history and the background and just about everything that's happened there. Is that something that
It's a whole new life system. First of all, you don't use slang. Slang is no good.
Right. So it's proper Queen's English and...
No, well, obviously good New Zealand English, but we have to speak a bit slower, otherwise people lose half of what we say.
Right, yes.
Just speak a bit slower and pick your words in most cases, but it becomes habit forming. And
right. But it must take a while to learn about all the queens that have been buried here and there. And
that's easy.
And is that
learn. And that was pretty hard going. I was in
word
my
for word,
40s.
I suppose.
Word for word.
Yeah.
A lot of the phrases don't come easy.
Right.
So it took nearly 3 months to learn it.
Right.
And as I was getting better and better, my mentor would be out with me at 6:30 every morning, we stand on a block when we talk, and standing on that block, and I'd be roaring my head off. It builds up your throat.
Yes, it would do. Yeah, yeah.
Get your lungs
You've
right.
really got to pump that voice, don't you?
Yeah, and you're sort of doing this thing. It's a 6-stop tour of the tower, and it had to be complete within 58 to 61 minutes, because 30 minutes after you started, there would be another yeoman warder with a group of people.
Right,
and he was doing a 6-stop tour of the tower, terminating in the chapel. So you had to vacate the chapel with your group of people so that he could take his group of people into the chapel.
Right.
And after 3 months, I'd got it figured.
Okay.
Passed out, I was checked by the chief yeoman warder and the governor of the tower, who was a major general, and they decided I was okay to go.
Yep.
So away we went. And
700 years of history came...
more than that.
Is that more than
900 and something.
Wow.
The first yeoman warder went to the tower on the 15th of August, 1100. His name was Jack of London, and he was there to look after a chap called Ranulph Flambard, and Flambard wasn't paying his GST.
Oh, no, okay.
And he escaped.
It's so much history there, isn't it, when you consider New Zealand's only been around for 200 years, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's different. It was just something I did after soldiering.
Mm.
It was absolutely magnificent. It was fun. If you turn that camera around a little...
Oh, yeah.
Right. We lived under that little square there. That's our downpipe. That one that comes out and goes up. It's only reasonable to assume that as we are from the other side of the world, our downpipes do go up. And you could look out and past the towers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you'd see Tower Bridge.
Right.
Just like you can see on this photograph.
So that's got the...
1, 2, 3, 4 towers and the Tower Bridge.
Wow, isn't that amazing?
It's not London Bridge, although an awful lot of people think it is.
It's called
It is
Tower
the
Bridge.
Tower Bridge.
Right.
Through the middle tower, you used to stand in the middle of the moat, you see.
All right.
So the middle tower, then you come into the Bywood Tower, and you walk down Water Lane, and here is the Bloody Tower.
All right.
In there. And then you come up around the Bloody Tower's there, silly me. And there, that's where the green is. The chapel's in that corner,
Right.
just
right.
there. This is the old Waterloo block, and in there are the crown jewels.
Right.
And then we have this, the inner wall,
Right.
and it goes right down to there, and then we have the outer wall.
Right. Right.
There are 40 families living within the walls of the
Wow.
tower.
Yes. Yes.
Plus the Royal Regiment of Fusiliers have their headquarters in this building just here.
Okay.
And Dawn used to work there. And this here are the Victoria Crosses at the Museum of the Royal Regiment of Fusiliers.
Right.
There's millions and millions of pounds worth at my cat. That's Chloe. She was very well able to look after them. Cat
That's
Chloe.
Chloe
We
the
bred
cat.
her. You
All
take
right.
it back just a little, you get the hat.
Yeah. Yeah.
There we go. Side.
So this is a book on Prisoners.
In the Tower of London, done by a yeoman warder
okay.
in my time. The last execution in the Tower was on the 15th of August 1941. A chap
was his
called
name?
Joseph Jacobs,
Yeah.
the sergeant in the Meteorological Service.
Yeah.
He has carrying a large amount of counterfeit money. He was wearing German equipment. He had German radios, or radios tuned to German frequencies, and he broke his leg on landing.
All right.
So he was on a hiding to nothing. They set him down in a chair because he couldn't stand up, and they shot him outside our home.
okay. Yeah.
And
Incredible stories, aren't they?
the heavy damaged Windsor chair is still preserved in the Tower archives.
All right.
It's
Yeah.
a chair that's got a hole in the back. Renowned for being politically correct.
What a collection! Look at these.
Yeah. We've even got the Robinson's jam.
Robinson's jam. Golly gee. Oh, well, thanks very much, Patrick.
Truly
All
my
right.
pleasure.